Hey everyone, and welcome to my Halloween Wreath tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to make this yourselves today in XCS. First, you're going to swap out your laser module for your inkjet printer one. I recommend putting magnets on the sides of your wood so that the inkjet printer doesn't hit it when it prints. Next, you're going to open the file in XCS, and here, if you were to open it and make it yourself, you would delete all the white parts of the area. Now, when you open this project, all the white areas will be deleted for you already. But if you were to make your own design, you would go in and you can zoom in and get rid of all the white areas here yourself in the Edit Photo section. This last layer is already an SVG, so no editing necessary. Here you can see that I put everything on a separate color layer just to make it easy to find afterwards and change the settings just by clicking on the colors. Now here I wanted to show you guys that you can move things off the canvas and you have quite a lot of space to move things around, so don't be afraid to move things to give yourself clearer space on the canvas. Now after this I went to outline, and this is going to make my cut lines. I leave this box checked off so that it creates a line on the inside as well, and I set everything to 0 so that you get a nice close cut. After this I went ahead and did an outline for this design. Same thing, I left this box checked, set everything to 0, and then confirmed. Now here's a trick that I wanted to show everybody. If you're not familiar with this setting to edit the nodes, if you ever see that your outline isn't quite right, you can click this button here, and if you zoom out, you'll see all these dots for your SVG. You can actually zoom in and pick the one that you want. If it's a little too pointy here, you can adjust it and bring it in. And you can do this for any of the points in your outline, and you can make it as neat as you want. Then you'll just hit done and it'll save your SVG. After this, I like to line everything up in the center just to make sure that everything fits properly. I like to group the images and the cut lines together so they don't get all messed up when I move them around. Now you see this one is behind here, and if you want to bring that to the front, you click this button here and bring to the front, and it'll bring it all the way on top so it makes it better for you to see. Now it is already sized for the M1 Ultra canvas, but you can scale it up or down if you'd like. And after this, you're just going to go to the inkjet printing. You're going to output the bottom layer, or whichever layer you're working on, and go to 90% intensity. I like to always make sure to frame my projects, and then you're going to go ahead and start. After it prints out, then you're going to go ahead and take the inkjet printer module out, and you're going to swap it back for your laser module. Make sure to leave the crosshair light on the wood so that you can measure the distance. After laser cutting the first layer, then I went ahead and printed the second layer out. I also printed this with 90% intensity on a new piece of wood, and then I went and laser cut this out. My settings are 100% power with 5 speed and 1 pass. Once the bottom and middle layers are done, all that's left is to cut out your top layer. Once everything's cut out, then it's time to assemble. I used glue dots here just to hold everything in place until I could crazy glue the edges. You can use whatever glue you want, whether it's hot glue, crazy glue, wood glue. I think anything would work as long as you're just using wood for this project. Now I'd go ahead and put it on here like this, and you'll see me flip it over in just a second, and I went and put crazy glue in these back areas just to really secure it down. The top layer I prefer to paint in black afterwards. I used a little scrap piece of wood here to paint on it. I prefer to leave it unpainted until after I cut it out. That way I can use my scraps for something later on. I like to save my scraps, and I think it looks nice and finished with the black on top afterwards. It can hide any blemishes or any miscuts, or if you have to glue something together, it'll be a nice cover up for that. You could also choose to cut this out of black acrylic for your top layer, and it'll have a really nice shine to it, or you could even cover this with Mod Podge and put some black shimmery glitter on top. Once everything's dry, then you can glue everything together. I use 2P10. It's my favorite glue to use. I use it for everything. You can actually use it for wood to wood, acrylic to acrylic, acrylic to wood, but it does act a little bit like a crazy glue and may cause some fogging. So if you do use it on acrylic, just use it sparingly. A little bit goes a long way here, and then all you need to do is just press that top layer down gently, and you're ready to go. Once it's all done, you can put some string or twine on the back, or you can hang it with some push pins, a command hook, Velcro, whatever you'd like. And now you have your very own handmade Halloween decoration that you can put anywhere. If you'd like to make this wreath yourself, you can actually find the project on Design Find. You can search for Halloween Wreath, and Sora Ritska is my username, and then you can make this for yourself. Happy Halloween!